Hi friends, welcome to the Cozy Cushion. Thank you for dropping by. I've been curious this week and I had a question for you. Are you happy right now? Do you think about being happy? About finding more happiness in your life? Do you desire to live your happiest life possible? And do you consider that an option for you? Hello, everyone. I'm Natasha, your host here at the Cozy Cushion that holds sacred space as an intuitive empath with psychic ability that has a passion for transformational coaching. And I come here each week to engage with you about living your dream life. This week, I decided to follow the last few videos that I've done. I've titled those videos Spiritual Laws, but they're actually ancient scrolls in a book that was written by O.G. Mandino, who wrote The World's Greatest Salesman in the World, which is a book that I've read over and over and over again. So I'm going to restructure my videos. I've been trying very hard to improve my channel, my videos, my structure, and the whole overall reason why I come here to speak to you each and every week. My apologies once again for being missing in action last week. So it's been a while since you've seen me. So thank you so much for dropping in and meeting me here. So let's dive right into today's topic, which is Ancient Scroll number 7, which is happiness. So I think that's something that we all have in common is I believe most of us all want to be happy. It would be really cool if we could be happy in all aspects of our life. You know, happy at home, happy at work, happy with our children, happy with all the changes that are happening in our life. And I don't know about you, friends, but the last few years, there's been a lot of changes for me and you. I know we've all had so many changes, and they've been rapid fire changes, and it's been hard to keep up. So today I'm going to speak solely about happiness, finding more happiness in our life, and maybe transforming our lives and focusing on transforming our lives on what happiness means for us. How do we find it? Because I want to remind you that you're never too old to find happiness. You're never too broken to find happiness. You're never too addicted and down and out to find happiness. It may feel impossible, it may feel heavy right now, but I promise you with my whole heart that happiness is available to all of us every day in every way, in every aspect of our life. So with Ancient Scroll number 7, happiness, with so many aspects of our lives, so many of us are mothers and fathers, sisters, brothers, children to somebody else. There's a lot of moving parts to our life system and what brings happiness together for us. I think it's important that we all take a deep dive within. Think about what happiness is for us and very slowly paint a visual picture in our mind and train our thoughts to think about those things more frequently. as humans, we have a tendency to get stuck in emotions. We get stuck in our stress. We get stuck in our to-do list and the busyness of all the options, all the changes, all the feelings and emotions in our own lives, as well as those energies and life's, life outside of that as well. So, you know, if we're in relationships, we also have other people in our lives that affect our happiness, as well as, you know, it's important that we reevaluate. So, this is my invitation. My invitation is for you to reevaluate happiness as a whole. So, if you could grab a piece of paper and write down happiness at the very top of it over the next 7 days, where this is ancient scroll number 7. For the next 7 days, I want you to write all the things that make you happy and bring happiness into your life. So that can be anything. There's no limits. The wonderful thing about creating a positive dreamscape and spiritual strength is when you take away the limitations of thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and you make it very simple, and you remind yourself that you deserve happiness. You deserve to be happy and free to be as you are in our world. And for some of us, we really need to reevaluate and look at our life, and most importantly, make some changes. They could be very slight changes. If you're really stuck and really unhappy right now, and you just happen to find this video on happiness, I want you to write happiness on the top of a piece of paper. I don't want you to complicate it. I just want you to very simply put a list of things, people, places, ideas, of things that just make you happy. The thought of whatever comes to mind at any given time that makes you happy, I want you to write it down. I want you to get to know yourself as a potentially happy person. And if you're happy already, I'm very excited to report that we can always improve different aspects of our life to create even more happiness. And what I've discovered is that when our focus changes on gratitude, on positive aspects during negative changes, negative influence, not only does it speed up the time that we're in our misery, our self discovery phases, our dark nights of the soul, the quicker we can get back on our feet, we can ground ourselves, we can feel better, we can reduce our anxiety. And it's kind of ironic, the happier we are in aspects of our lives, the more ease and easy things come into our life. It's like the universe knows when we're willing to change our life from a positive to a negative. And friends, really that's what so much of our life is about. The challenges that we face in life are direct opportunities to look at our life and evaluate what does this mean for us, and how can we flip it and turn it into happiness. The older we get in life, the more I think we all realize the abundance that life has to offer, and with a willingness to learn new things, which is really scary. It's very brave to learn new things, regardless of what it is, whether it's a new language. Like, I believe that Spanish is extremely joyous. When I hear Spanish music, Spanish language, it brings me joy and happiness. I just love the sound. So, with a willingness to look at ourselves and our level of happiness, so on your piece of paper that you set aside with happiness, just write a number in the corner, your level of happiness today, watching this video. So, it's going to be different every single day. That's what's so extraordinary about happiness, is this always moving scale of a journey of self and a reaching our desires and goals and meaningful things to us. I find the more we pursue meaningful journeys, meaningful things, the more happiness we get that surrounds us. And the more we enjoy that, the more it comes to us. It's kind of like when you're kind of miserable and you're down and out and you're in a dark night of the soul, it seems you get more of that. I can remember being in a not a happy space, and the feelings that it gave me, like when I heard children laughing and playing, it didn't spark joy for me or happiness. It was annoying and it was frustrating and it felt, in a way I didn't expect. And that's what kind of happiness can be very fleeting. And it's very much attached to our emotions and the thoughts that we think. So if we spend a majority of our time thinking thoughts that are not happiness, like thoughts of worry, stress, anxiety, our to-do list, our must-do list, we've got to get it done list, the heavy stuff, it's almost like the more we push away happiness and we block it from us. And the more I find tools like my happiness list, or most importantly for me, I find great comfort in my gratitude journal, which is right behind me, right there in the corner. That's my gratitude journal. So each day I go into my gratitude journal because I meet each day with gratitude, because it's a guaranteed not all of us get. So not everybody we know woke up this morning. So I'm grateful each and every day for things in my life that make me happy. The more I focus on my gratitude journal, the more I write in my gratitude journal about those things, people, ideas, and so on and so forth, I've noticed the more I get of it, which is so much lighter than, getting more of negative aspects, more overwhelm, more indecision, more scatterbrained, more weight on our heart and our chest and our, so when we look at our goals and because sometimes this is so true for everyone that has goals on the New Year resolution goals. The reason why New Year's resolutions goals don't last that long is because we see them as a means to an end. We don't see them as a life-changing practice that we get to practice getting better and better at. And happiness is one of those, emotions and feelings that it shouldn't take work, but it does take effort to build up your happiness levels. And it's a very self thing. I mean, only you can choose what happiness means to you. You can only you know whether you're happy or not. And only you can seek out more ways to become happy. So once we do our happy list, I want you to smile about it. I want you to be excited about it, because when we smile and we're excited about it and we become happy about our goals, and they're not on our to-do list, they're on our I get to list. it's amazing how much happier we are and how quickly we get those things that are on this list that make us happy. So, from a spiritual perspective, that as a person that practices these little ideas for building spiritual strength, the more I practice them, the more quickly I see those things come to me. So the positive effects of this are 100%. If we put effort into our own happiness, if we separate ourselves from the responsibility of, so many people feel as though happiness is an external thing. I'll be happy when I get my dream job. I'll be happy when I lose this weight. I'll be happy when I it goes on and on. When I get a new car, I'll be happy when my kids go off to college. But the important thing is to remember the best time to self-nurture yourself is now. We're not getting any younger, friends. And the more we learn and practice habits and principles that bring us stability, joy, happiness, and all those things are actually going to bring us more ease. So I kind of look at it this way. If you had a canoe and you were rowing this canoe out on a nature walk that you wanted to unwind, disconnect from technology, your job, the world, the family, and you're going on a canoe trip and you put your canoe in the water and all of a sudden you just find it really difficult, would you keep going upstream, fighting the water, difficult, and you're getting exhausted and tired, and the more you go, you're getting frustrated? Or would you swing your canoe around and come down the river and just let the water flow as you enjoy the current? So happiness is kind of like that. Or I think of happiness as kind of like that. You always have an opportunity, like most of life, to change your mind, make up your mind, and create a picture, an idea, blueprint, and roadmap to find the things in life that you need to make you happy, whole, and content. We spend so much of our time believing that we can't. It's hard. It's going to take me forever. And it will if you don't start now. If you don't take the initiative to create in your own life, there's always people willing to do it for you. Friends, I'm going to be upfront with you here. When you allow other people to control the flow of your happiness canoe, it can have a lot of very beautiful and great moments. But once you realize that you can sit in your own canoe and you can decide which way in the river to go, if you maybe want to go left this way a little while and loop up around and come back the other way, you can make those decisions. Because if somebody else is charting the course for your canoe, you could very well be on the right path. You're feeling beautiful and happy and fulfilled, and they change their mind about something, and all of a sudden your canoe goes off a waterfall, which is absolutely beautiful, but you weren't prepared for this, and takes a deep dive down into the ocean of unlimited possibility that you have to figure out because somebody else was in control of your canoe. So spiritual strength is really just all about learning the tools that you need to learn to become healthy, happy, safe, whole, and happy. Happy. Happy, happy, happy. Happiness. You know, when I worked at the gym, one of my favorite things, I always said that when I open a business or another business, I would have a front desk, because my favorite thing about working in the gym, other than it being a positive environment with so many beautiful people that I had the opportunity to get to work with every single day for a lot of years. And if any of my gym people are watching this video, I miss you so much. But my dreams continue on because of you. These videos are scripted, directed, and made specifically for you, because it's my life purpose to be a light in the world, share my light with others, and I find such happiness in being a coach when people reach out to me for coaching, when people reach out to me for reading, whether it's a intuitive reading or a mediumship reading. Those are my greatest and highest timeline. That brings me great joy. And one of the main reasons I created a YouTube channel in this sacred space is because in my heart is a dream of even more happiness, of opening a basketball gym so that families can come together and play together. And our community is very tiny where I live here in Nova Scotia, and I think that we could really utilize a beautiful basketball court for so many celebrations, and I think it would really bring happiness to my life. So of course it's on my vision board, which is always here in the corner of my office, and I want you to dream as big as I do. Why not? Why we're here, we need to realize that we can live one of two ways. One is if nothing is a miracle, and nothing's a coincidence, nothing's a synchronicity, nothing is handed to us on a silver platter. We can believe that life is difficult and everything's against us, and we're never going to have anything good. Chances are extremely likely, if we have that mindset, that our happiness will be separated from us, and it will be hard. Or we can believe that everything is a miracle, and that it wasn't a coincidence, that it was a synchronicity, because the universe is wanting us to take action. The universe wants us to be standing up strong, having strong beliefs, strong faith, strong families, strong love. And the more that we train ourselves to see that, feel that, and be that, I believe that's one of the best ways that we can light up our world and truly make a difference in all the other moving parts that are around us, that are just in the process of changing. We see a lot of that in our world today, maybe within our own families and communities. And sometimes we see things that are hard to see. We experience things that are extremely difficult to experience. But what I know for sure, is that we all want to be happier. And in my opinion, we all get to be happier. We get an opportunity. You know, is making a list really going to change our lives? I believe it can if we believe that it will. And if we allow that list to be all happy things, and we're focused on those happy things, not our to-do list that can become very long, very displeasing, very dissatisfying, very repetitive. And we all have to maneuver through life and do things. Some of those things are pleasing, of course, and some of them are not. But what about if we look at it from the perspective of the difference? We can flip it. I get to mow the lawn instead of, oh, I have to mow the lawn. There's an energy dynamic and difference. And I've always said, and one of my favorite sayings is, be careful what you think, because thoughts become things. What we think about is our reality. And this is true for just about everything. You know, whether it's our grief, whether it's our problems that we're having trouble solving, because friends, I know we all have problems and troubles that we're having trouble solving. I know you have things going on in your life that feel like they're out of your control. I know life's not perfect, but there's a gift in imperfection. It gives us an opportunity. Like I say, the universe is always working for us. Instead of saying, I always get lemons, nothing good ever happens to me, you might be putting up some blocks from the universe. Be like, I don't think they're ready for that, you know. It's kind of like buying a lottery ticket and saying to the cashier, you know, I'm getting this, but I never win. Immediately, you've just told the universe that you never win. So stop it. Next lottery purchase you make, you flip it, and in your head, say, I get to buy this ticket, and it's another opportunity to win. End note. Not 10,000 thoughts about worries about all the bills you could pay with the lottery if you did win. You can think those things as long as you can hold your vision spiritually sound and spiritually strong. Because when you can hold your vision spiritually sound and spiritually strong, all the things that bring you happiness and joy start lining up. But if you think I'm full of shit, and you're like, oh yeah, Natasha, you just think about sexy men and they just start lining up for you. I've been single for 6 years. I find nothing but catfish. There's ghosts, there's dead men, there's dead eyes, there's it. It's not happening. Thinking positive thoughts about dating isn't gonna line them up any quicker. Make your happy list. Not your yeah but list. I want a man, but I want him to have a job. It's a good thing. I totally understand that. You probably do want to follow with a job. But think about it differently. I get the opportunity to love somebody that has a good job. So if you're single, because I know some of you all are single and you're like, Natasha, you know, I'm really happy being single, but, you know, I'm really tired of being alone. So on your happiness list, don't put how tired you are of being single, because you get the opportunity to put how happy connecting to somebody that has this, you know, these things, these attributes would really make me happy if I seen that in my husband. If my husband, you know, or boyfriend, I know y'all Not all of y'all want to get married, so that's fine. Happiness, for me, these attributes in a partner, we'll even take the fella out of it, because we, so happiness, life partner, all the best attributes that would make you happy. Not your preferences, not your must-haves. They must have a heart of gold. They must tell me the truth. They must never cheat on me. So just the things that would make you happy. It would make me happy to find somebody that loves snuggling on the couch. It would make me happy if I met somebody that was in alignment with my dreams. It would make me happy, this is a big one for me, it would make me happy if I found somebody that understood my intuitive empath nature and my psychic abilities and how it affects me in my daily life. It was a huge thing for me. And honestly, friends, it was not easy to find. But once I put it on a happiness list, it came into alignment. Imperfect, but consistently imperfect action. So I found somebody that understands me. Do they understand everything about psychic abilities? They're learning, which is amazing. I love that. Do they believe in all the hocus pocus? Probably not at all. But they listen to me. I feel heard. I feel understood, and I feel loved. So having your life perfect is not the same as happiness. Knowing things can be imperfect and fallen apart, and choosing happiness anyway can be a fantastic spiritual strength that is going to be really great to fall back on when life changes suddenly, or when we go through things that we just can't control, or things happen that overwhelm us. It's these spiritual principles and these self-esteem building ideas, chains of thoughts, being optimistic. Most importantly, be willing to learn and seek out new tools, thoughts, ideas, education that's important for you. We never stop learning. We never stop learning. And recently, I don't even honestly know how this happened. So I'm just going to talk about some real personal things here just for a moment. About 2 years ago, I joined up for a coaching program because I want to be a coach. I'm going to be here for you guys each week, and I love it when you reach out to me to ask questions, to ask for my help with coaching, and what have you. So I completely lost my train of thought. Oh, my coaching. So my whole life keeps changing. The more I tune into this aspect of happiness, 2 years ago, I took a big plunge. I purchased a coaching program because it was introduced to me by a friend, and I felt it was a perfect alignment. No word of a lie. I was having trouble in so many aspects of my life finding my full-time purpose. It was very heavy for me, and I just started seeking out new skills, new community to connect me closer to my intuitive empath and my psychic abilities. I wanted to fine tune those. I wanted to create this YouTube channel. I wanted to give my life meaning and purpose, and I wanted to engage all you people that watch and then bring it together. So 2 years ago, I joined a coaching program, Full-Time Purpose, which has led me to the biggest self-discovery journey of my life. And it's made me focus completely for the last 2 years on my self-love, my self-care, and my happiness. Very specifically broken down into umbrellas and categories, and looking at it and getting feedback, and learning so much about myself. And really, I discovered that it's a healing journey that never ends. I thought that I was coming to an end of my healing journey when I signed up for Full Time Purpose, because I had done so much inner work. I knew what I wanted to do here on my YouTube channel. I thought I had it all together, and I started, and I realized there's so much to learn. And recently, the reason I haven't been as consistent with my channel as I would like, and my apologies, is because I've been learning technology. It's something I told myself I would never learn technology, but I am indeed learning technology. I'm learning to create my own business here, connected to the Cozy Cushion, my YouTube channel, my Facebook page, my Instagram, and eventually, I'm not ready for it yet, but I am going to start a TikTok channel soon. So I'm going to wrap it up for today and summarize. So if anybody kind of been wondering, like, where was Natasha last week? What's she doing? What's going on? You now know. So let's just take a moment here just to sit down. I just want to ground us into a happiness meditation for a moment, and just have a moment with me here in my sacred space. We're just going to slow our heart rate down. So I just want you to sit in a chair for a moment. Life moves way too fast, and so many of us feel like we have to run through it. That's how I feel often. So it's very important to come back to the center of ourselves, to our heart center, and just stop for a moment. Give ourselves a breath break. Nice breath in through the nose, out. One more time in. Nice breath in, exhale, all the way out. And I want you to leave here today reminded that you deserve happiness. You are not too old. You are not too broken. You are not too far in the abyss of your shit show. That if you step into the possibility that happiness is attainable for you, one step at a time, your first step is acknowledging that you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, that happiness is something you want, and happiness can come to you. You have to participate. It's a two-way exchange. It's an energy exchange with the universe. When you tell the universe, I'm tired of being unhappy, and I want to focus, after I see Natasha talk about happiness, on my happiness for the next little while, I'm going to put happiness, and I'm going to rate it right now. Me personally, I'm at about a 7, because I'm working on some things. I'm working on my business. I have a family business. I've got a new business that I want, and so I'm at a number 7. And then on this list, I'm putting all these things here and now, not from my past, here and now, that make me happy with no judgment. There's no judgment on this list. You're not going to look at it. You're not going to erase it and say, oh, but a hydrotherapy pool in Nova Scotia is going to be way too much money. So I'll just erase that off my dream. No, you will not. If a hydrotherapy pool is going to make you happy, you're just going to put it on the list. And you're going to be happy knowing it's on the list, because I look at positive lists and reminders. Another reason I come here each Tuesday is to drop a little ruby in your pocket that gives you a little bit of Natasha's magic, because I love magic, and positivity to help you see that every day can be a new beginning. We can always choose different. We need to build our willpower. There's only one person in this entire world that can help you, be your best friend, and love you unconditionally. That's you, and you. It's all you. Every problem you have is you. So when we look at it from a perspective of flipping it, I have this problem, but I'm flipping it to this positivity. So just a very quick example some people are going through right now is, Natasha, you don't understand happiness. I'm a mother and father of a child that's really suffering. We've got a lot of really heavy, stressful times in our family, and we are very focused on saving our son or daughter. And I hear you. But if you put up on this board happiness in your level, and you put that child's name because you remember the day they were born, and happiness with all these things that you have loved about them, and you remind yourself every day of not what they're doing wrong or doing dangerous or so on and so forth, even though I know, but you flip your own energy into more happiness, more here and now. I can't control this completely, because sometimes it's our actual unwillingness to release that control that keeps us stuck in more severe problems in our life. And sometimes, friends, please hear me when I say we can also keep our children stuck if we're focused on the negative about them and the negative situations. So if we look at the happiness scale and we write happy things about our problems, it's not that we're setting them to the side or we're getting wishy-washy, or we're just becoming happy here and now in a very simple way, and we're adding to that list. And if our parents or our children see us behaving differently and maybe not digging our heels in and trying to force change, just like we talked about that canoe in the beginning, sometimes we try to force things to change for the better. I'm going to force you to be healthy because I need you to be here for me longer syndrome. I get it. It's not perfect. It's not happy when those things happen. And I know it's not okay. But I also know if we just move a little bit this way, get out of our way, and look at happiness like it's a possibility for us, we have an opportunity for more happiness. Thank you once again for tuning in to the Cozy Cushion, listening to me talk for this long. I hope you all have a great day and that you're staying cool if it's too hot where you are. I hope you're staying warm if it's cool where you are. And I hope that after this talk that you start reaching for your happiness and figuring out what happiness means to you. You are loved by me, and I'll see you next Tuesday.